Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Comic Shop Talk on the Late Night Collectors community. I'm your host, Nico, and join with me today, as always, my co-host, Chris. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Maybe we'd be doing a bit better if we didn't take that beating in the hockey game the other day. I know we were just talking about that. It's that time of year, guys. We in our hockey pools and all that, and it's always a lot of fun, but. As always, the Leafs off to a rocky start in the
Wouldn't be
playoffs.
any other way. Wouldn't be the Leafs if they didn't.
But here we are recording this today earlier than usual just to get this episode out, and so we can end up watching the second game. So, we're, listen, we like the pain. Clearly, we like to for this to happen every year. We go through the same thing. Never know. It's only one game, Chris. It could still
That's
be our
it.
year.
Still believe.
That's right. But make sure you're subscribed to the channel, everybody. This is your first time checking this show out. This is our weekly comic book review show where we get together, we talk about the comics that we've read each week, give you our thoughts on them, ratings and reviews, and things like that. We show off a bit of the art, talk about some comic book news. A show like today, we're actually even going to be talking about some of the new comic solicitations that are coming out. Where we'll be mentioning comics we're looking forward to picking up a couple of months down the road from now, like new things that have been announced. And this week, we're going to be talking about the new comic books that came out for the week of April 17th, 2024. And as always, spoiler warning, we are going to be talking about what happens in some of these books, so some things might get spoiled. So if you're afraid of that, you can always read your books and then come back. You can check out our playlist of 124 episodes. 125 next episode. That's a big
Ooh.
milestone. It's one of those big milestone episodes. So make sure to tune in for that, guys. And yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Late Night Collectors Community as well. Me and Chris also put out weekly videos, so kind of showing you the comics that we've picked up week to week. Kind of give you a little sneak peek into what we'll be talking about on these episodes. So yeah, as always, and you can hit the notification bell on these videos to be notified of when these videos do drop. Sometimes, depending on what's happening throughout our week, we might just get it in under the wire at the end of that comic book week. Sometimes the videos, too, same thing on Instagram, might be a little late. But hey, we do our best. We usually just get it in within a week's time before the new comic book week, anyways. So, you can always gives us some time to kind of read the books and come back and talk about them here with you guys, right? So, anyways, Chris, that all being said,
All right. Well, let's talk comics.
let's talk some comics. Here we go.
Weird. This is just a prop candle.
You
I
ran
gotta
out.
go get one. Hold on.
You ran out of beer for the draft
No,
last
I
week.
forgot to grab one.
Well, there you have it. The name of this episode is Prop Beer Can. Oh, there you go. That's a moment right there. It's gonna be the clip when we put this episode out. All right, Chris.
There we
Cheers.
go. Cheers.
Cheers. All right, let's talk some comics. All right,
All right, what do we got here?
first up on the docket here today. Let's see. We got Avengers Twilight #5, and I think we got different covers as always. Probably, I got this Hawkeye
Yeah,
one,
I just got the A cover.
the Daniel Acuna variant. Oh yeah, yeah,
I think you got a better one there for sure.
yeah. I like this one. But yeah, go ahead, Chris. What did you think of this one?
I gotta take a look at this one here. I think the art once again, it's freaking killing it. I
Yeah,
love this Red Skull kind of Iron Man that he has going on here. And the story here, it's still picking up. It's still kicking ass. And I think now the Avengers have kind of figured out what's his name is up to, the Red Skull, and they're starting to get a little pushback here. So that's not too bad. And I guess there's a bit of a turn there or a twist that they thought Ultron and Red Skull were sort of in cahoots, and I guess Red Skull is kind of turning his back on Ultron too. So I think that was a big play. But otherwise,
yeah.
still it's still a great I guess I don't know what you want to call it, little mini series here.
I've heard people compare this to Kingdom Come, which it basically is kind of Kingdom Come, but like in the Marvel
Yeah.
sense, right? But it has a lot of the same story beats. What'd you think of what you think of the Red Skull frying Trump? I'm pretty sure the president here is made to look like Donald Trump. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like coincidence, but whoever's in the White House here, who's the president in this issue, I thought it looked like a little Trumpish here. But I guess whatever. He's just like they didn't call him that. He's just the president of this story.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be like a patsy, so I'll see if he's got any backbone here once now that he knows the jig is up.
So Red Skull came through, and apparently he's not a great guy either. But he came through, and basically, the part that what ends up happening is he comes in and he fucking kills him, and then Iron Man's just like 1 second too late to save him. And he's like, "No, the president."
I don't know whether they're worried about killing the president. Like you say, he was just a patsy. He was just a puppet almost, so it was not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know if that was their intentions with that, but I just thought that the artist, the way they depicted that character, made it look a little bit like that. But maybe that's just me reading into it. But I liked this. I mean, this is a great series when it's all said and done. Honestly, like I very much have enjoyed this, and like you said, Daniel Acuna just keeps delivering each issue on the art. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick up the trade paperback of this when it comes out because I think this is one that's gonna read. Honestly, I think this is one that's gonna read even better in one big chunk if you're to sit down with the collection of this. I think that's, if anything, us having to wait monthly for this story in terms of like the epic proportions of this, like the way they're trying to like build it up, make it seem like a big
Yeah.
story and everything else, right? But because definitely give me some Kingdom Come kind of vibes with the fact that this is a world that has moved on without these heroes and kind of like again, they're a lot of them are older and they're coming back to the forefront. And this ending, pretty crazy ending to this issue. I don't know why we didn't see that one coming, or maybe you did. I didn't. I was like, oh, it makes sense. Well, so I like Luke Cage in this. He was pretty good. And yeah, there you go, the fucking
Oh
Hulk
yeah.
showdown for the last issue of this series. I also heard somewhere that Chip Zdarsky said like he might be done with Marvel after this issue. I hope that's not the case because I've kind of been enjoying him working at both
Yeah.
companies of the big two.
Well,
Plus,
maybe for a while. I like who knows? Unless whatever. Maybe DC is going to sign him exclusive, but I'd hope he still he does. He's got good stories for whatever he does.
yeah, I honestly think I don't know if the exclusive contracts is even a thing anymore at this point. Like
Yeah.
it used to be, but I think the way that the business has gone, I don't think anybody's exclusive these days, or very few people are. I think it would be stupid for anybody to make themselves exclusive to a company, especially if they got this much cachet like around their name
Yeah,
like
he
this.
like I'm sure if he goes to Marvel, he goes, I want to do this. They'll go, okay, do it. That you're not gonna like put him on freaking I don't know some sad sack storyline and get him there to revitalize it. He's just gonna do what he wants.
Yeah, and I think
That's what I'd hope for at least.
I think that's a smarter move, honestly. That being said, because there was a time where guys were just known for working for one company, and then at some point of their career, they'd be like, "Hey, okay, I'm gonna go over and work across the street now at DC." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
now, it's the fact that you can coexist and actually be writing big titles for both Marvel and DC, like he has at certain points. Like he's writing Daredevil, then he was writing Batman. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I think that's smart. Why not, right? Like if you can get him to come work for you and he's a hot writer at this moment, then you might as well. Like it doesn't make any sense for somebody just to fucking pigeonhole himself and be like, I just work for this company, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, anyways, what'd you give this overall?
Give it a 4.25 easy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, great issue, and I'm looking forward to the conclusion. 4.25 out of 5. Next up, we got Batman Off-World #4 this week. And Chris, what'd you think of this issue?
Yeah, I just read this one online. And this I think this one might have been kind of fell off the radar for me the last few. I don't know if it's coming out just bi-monthly or something. But as this Avengers Twilight, you want to make sure that's coming out on time, kind of keep the momentum going. This one here, I'm happy to pick it up, wherever it left off and whenever it shows up again. It's still, I wasn't a big fan of the story to begin with, but it's kind of picking up it's a good story at the end of it. I got Batman there with I guess now he's going up against sort of the bigger players in this mining universe. And the only one thing that gets me still is where this sort of fits in his timeline. Supposedly, this is only supposed to happen maybe a couple years into him being Batman. And I don't know if that freaking plays right because he's walking around with a lot of attitude and confidence there for somebody that's just becoming Batman. But other than that, other than where this fits in the timeline, if you let that sort of go and, you just take this as Batman, this is a seasoned Batman doing what he does. And he does it very well here. They got some, and, with they have the Thangarian coming in there. And I just like the way they use the races, like they have the heroes that we know, like Starfire and I guess Hawkman, but now they're just kind of using the same races, but not those characters. I thought that's something different and interesting to me.
I loved this issue. I thought this was like this series honestly has just been getting better and better for me. And yeah, you're right. This issue in particular was late. This was a monthly book, but I guess this issue in particular was late coming out, whether or not the art wasn't ready or whatever. But I gotta say, this whole opening scene with introducing this new character, the Thanagarian, which is yeah, like you said, is one of those people as we know, like the Hawkmen people
Yeah.
being a Thanagarian, but like this opening scene where it looks like he's about to kill himself, like he's literally just standing at the top of this like cliff in the middle of nowhere, and he's like looking down into the abyss or whatever, and like or in space, and he gets the phone call and he's like, yeah, all right, I'm on it, like what I mean, like I just thought that I was like, what a fucking way to introduce this character. I was like,
Yeah.
that's awesome, that scene. And then he just goes in, gets his gear on, and then all of a sudden you see Batman in the spaceship, and he just like blasts
Yeah,
through the
it's freaking wiped
spaceship.
them out.
Yeah, it blasts through the spaceship and fucking takes him with him and starts whooping his ass. That's so good. And it's because Batman all of a sudden decided that after he had succeeded in his last conquest in space, that he was gonna go and fight some person that's, I guess, like, I don't know, using people as slaves or something like that in
Yeah.
space. Like, yeah.
I
So
think the
like,
idea they had there, it's like, I forget who it is, that Starfire type character there, where she's like, "What do you do? You don't even know who these people are. How are you going to help them? You can't just stick your nose in all these politics here and try and figure things out," which is, I guess,
right.
very apropos as the things that's going on in the world today.
Right. And Batman was less like, well, no, the only thing I do know is that what this person doing is wrong. It
Yeah,
kind of felt very Batman, his response. You know what I mean? Like, I was just
yeah,
like, yeah, that tracks. And then she's kind of like, get your head out of your ass. Like, I like you, and I would like you to stay here with me, but you're fucking on to your next conquest already. Like,
yeah,
you just did this other shit. And she's even in questioning, like, what are you doing out here? Like, what is this? Like, what? It
yeah.
seems
This
so
isn't
stupid.
your fight. Okay, you saved these people. You kind of got what you wanted. It's time for you to go home. And like, oh no, there's injustice going on here. I have to fix that.
Yeah. Whereas, like, when the series started off, like, I wasn't so sure, like, about the motivation. And, like you said, like, some things like that didn't make very much sense. And then as it kind of has gone on, like, he's tightened it up to the point where you're like, okay, yeah, it's kind of evident now, like, why he's out there. But still, it's just a fun time at the end
Yeah,
of the day. Yeah. So, anyways, what'd you give this?
I'll give it a 4. I thought it was great.
Oh, I give it a 4.25 this week as well. I really enjoyed this one. All right, next up we got Cobra Commander number 4.
Yeah, I just got just the A cover here. This one's picking up its pace there. It started out a little sci-fi, a little weird, and now it's kind of just getting into the dirt, I guess. Got Cobra Commander. He's kicking ass in there. He's showing some of his ruthless tendencies, I guess. So that was fun to see. And just everything else that's going on here. It's this is another surprisingly good series there. I wasn't really looking forward to picking these ones up, but it's definitely, the art there is great. Can't go wrong with that. And the mix with the Transformers in there too. I think it's the way they're not like leaning into it too much, but they have a few elements that kind of keep the story extra interesting. With the
Mm.
Energon, and I think he has those little bug robots there or something that he uses to kind of free himself. Because wasn't his bodyguard there or something? Basically, he turns on him almost. Tells, "Look, I'm not here to protect you. I'm just here to make sure we found this stuff. Now we did. You're pretty much dispendable now, or
Mhm.
expendable, let's say." So I think that's yeah. I enjoyed this one too. It's a pretty good comic.
Yeah, it's all really just coming together, absolutely. And I thought this was a great issue, and this is one of those miniseries where, yeah, when it first started off, I didn't know about this one. I thought maybe it was the weakest out of the bunch, but it's progressively gotten better each issue. So like I really really enjoyed where this one went, and I'm looking forward to the conclusion next issue because now it looks like it's all leading back to the Destro stuff, which, as we now know, is going to be its own mini series. So
Yeah.
really, it's all connecting very well and coming together
Yeah,
very
they
well.
started doing this right, like by making all these little mini series that are all interconnected. This if this came out as a GI Joe comic, I might have bought number one, but I might not have bought into the whole series. But when you think you're only buying into these 5 issues, and then it's leading into another one that's good. You got Duke, you got this. It's not too bad. If they put out a GI Joe that was bi-monthly or weekly, you'd be going, "What the heck? I ain't gonna." I'm not ready to commit to a GI Joe comic like this. So it kind of snuck it in the back door, and they got you in there good.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree, and it's getting me interested. And like I said, I don't really have a history really all that much with GI Joe, so they've been doing a great job, bringing us in with these miniseries. So, what'd you give this out of 5?
Let's give this it's a 4-2. These were some good comics this week.
4 out of 5. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. All right, Chris. Roxxon presents Thor #1 this week.
Okay, well, they can't all be bangers. The rocks on Thor. This is it's the storyline has been going on there in the regular Thor series, and I'm still not exactly 100% sure how this works. But I think this comic was trying to be I don't know, more than just a regular comic. It's supposed to know itself or realize what's going on. This new Thor here, he's supposed to be a jerk, and I don't know. It was got Greg Land though. I like the art though. There's some good art scenes in there. You got some nice Enchantress panels there, but I don't know. Just reading this on there, I have no idea what's going on in here and how this is working out. And I don't know. This is supposedly a comic that Thor was reading in his last issue or something. I don't know. It's a little too meta for me, but when I saw this panel here, I go, oh, maybe I should pick this one up. That'd be enough for the price of admission. But they
Sure.
should have leaned into that a little bit more, and instead of it's almost like a Mad magazine or like a satirical comic about itself.
Yeah.
But I'm not in on the joke or something. I don't know.
I also noticed like throughout it because it's yeah, it's definitely like meta, and it's like you said, very aware of itself, and like there's ad placements throughout the comic as well, which I thought was kind of like, you know what I mean, like very tongue in cheek, kind of like on the nose type shit going on here, where they're like, yeah, look, this is the characters. It's almost like the Mojo universe type thing, where they're on a
Yeah, I
TV
think it's
show.
a good idea that just wasn't executed well though.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I'd give this 3.25. 3.5. The art is good. I know if it's all copied or AI. I know Greg Land isn't the most honored artist right now, but
You know
you
what?
know,
As
or
much
who knows where he gets his panels from what I understand.
yes, that's the thing. It's not AI. It's more like yeah, the photo referencey type shit that he
Yeah,
does. There's a
I'll
lot of
pause this in a movie and just do my art over top of it.
there's a reason why some of those women look good because apparently sometimes he takes poses from porno. I don't know, but that's just from what I hear. I don't know if that's the case or not, if that's just a rumor. Anyways, but next up we got Helen of Windhorn #2. This is the Tom King mini series from Dark Horse Comics that he's doing. And this at the end of the last issue, it kind of set up this whole thing. Like it started off with this girl, this Helen from this place like Windhorn, who went back because her father had died, and I guess she was like traveling at the time, and she came back home with a nanny who was sent to collect her, and she's a bit of a troublesome like girl. She drinks, she smokes, she swears. Like she's like 16 years old, and she's just very mature for her age, let's say. And her father, very rich person, and like she comes from good like family. And the nanny then takes her back to this home, and then you find out at the end of the issue that her grandfather, who shows up at the house, is apparently like some like legend, like adventurer type person, like almost like an Indiana Jones, or like a Conan-esque character. And there's a big creature that he helps fend off and fight at the end of the last issue that was actually on the property outside this crazy mansion that they're staying in. So then this issue, again, it's being all told from the perspective of the nanny in the future. And I guess they're writing a book about this, commenting on the fact that, because I think her father was an author, and that's how this little girl, she like got to experience all this, like the fact that she wants to be an adventurer and all this kind of stuff, and like knows of all these references to things, is because her father was a writer. But now it looks like he may have been pulling his ideas from actually a part of his life that she was not privy to, where all these things actually do exist, and they live in a fantasy world of some sort, I guess, on this property or something, almost like a Narnia thing, or I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of like different kind of things that it's reminding me of in that sense, from Conan to like other fantasy type of stuff. But her grandfather, this issue's kind of focused on mostly her getting to know her grandfather, being reunited with him here a little bit, and the nanny kind of just being in the mix. And it's also being told from the perspective of the nanny in the future, of them kind of asking her questions because somebody's reporting on this Helen of Wyndham's like exploits, and she was the one that was her nanny firsthand and back then, and experienced a lot of this stuff with her. So she's an old woman now, and she's able to kind of tell her tale essentially. And basically throughout this issue, you see like the ins and outs of like what's happening with her grandfather, and how he's kind of like, he's pretty strict, and not for a lot of nonsense. And it turns out like the nanny kind of gives him a hard time in this issue, just because she's like, this girl, she's been drinking a lot, she steals wine from the house here, you don't seem to fucking care. She's like, when I was her age, I was smoking and drinking and fucking whatever, it's fine, right? And she's like, no, it's not, like you need to like take care of this girl. Like he's like, I can't be the only one that cares about her in this house. And she gives him shit about it. Then by the end of the issue, he's like, hey, we're gonna go out, and I'm gonna go on like an expedition of some sort, and you're coming with me to his granddaughter. So whatever lies outside the house, because there's like a mythical kind of creature that comes up, and she sees him like feeding it at one point of this, and of the issue, and she's like, oh, that's so and so creature, I only saw this in my father's books. It's like, I didn't know this actually existed. So whatever's going to happen next issue, I guess he's taking her under his wing, and he's going to show her a thing or two, and they're going to experience an adventure together, but it's because of the nanny giving him shit. And it's just a really well-told story and good art. And honestly, the more I talk about it, I'm going to also give this a 4.25 this week. It was a great issue. It's a good series, and I'll be buying the collection when it comes out, as long as it doesn't get bad from here on out. But it's been very good so far, so I don't see that happening. So yeah, 4.25 out of 5. Next up, we got Spectacular Spider-Man #2. I think this is the last issue I've had.
Wow.
What's that?
I didn't know you're buying these ones.
So I bought the first one, if you recall, and I was just about to say this is actually the last issue I had pre-ordered, because the first issue didn't blow me away, so I stopped actually pre-ordering these ones. It was fine. Again, like it's it is exactly what you expect. It is just Peter and Miles together in every issue, but at the same time, the stories aren't really all that interesting or original from outside of reading Amazing Spider-Man. So like I just think, other than the fact that them both being featured in the comic, I was hoping there'd be some really great story that they were telling so far. I will say what they are doing, though, is like they're juggling like 6 balls in the air at once. There's like 3 different plot lines, I feel like, going throughout this so far. So they're trying to kind of drum up some interesting stories so far. But again, it's where the first issue just felt like it was going to be more like down to earth slice of life kind of moments with these two characters. with the coffee shop and everything else, and we'll see what else happens. It does seem like they are trying to bring some other kind of storylines into the mix. But to be honest, I feel like, there's so many Spider titles out there. I'm good right now just between the Ultimate Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man, that this one's not going to make the cut in comparison to those two books. So I love the art. I mean, what's his name? Alberto, Eduardo, what's his name? Fuck. Ramos is his last name. I always forget his name, the first name.
Yeah, it looks great.
Humberto Ramos, yeah. Oh, he's he was one of the main artists on Dan Slott's run years ago on Amazing Spider-Man. So he's one of my favorite modern Spider-Man artists that's worked on the book for a long time. So like that's actually quite honestly the biggest highlight about this book is that they have Humberto Ramos on the title. So like good for them to have him on here. But yeah, again, there's like a whole Vermin storyline going on, and there's some other shit going on, but again, not as good as the other Spider titles I'm reading currently, and I just couldn't fit another one on the list, so I gave it a chance. I don't know what this is all about, too. Miles, it's also bringing in storylines, I feel like, from the Miles Morales series that I have no idea what they are. Like, there's this other person called Shift, who's like, I don't know, like a clone of him or a twin, or like he's like it's like a big bro. He looks like the Hulk. I don't know like what's going on with that storyline, but I have no point of reference for it. It was like one of those editor notes where it's like, see Miles Morales, blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't even know what this is, and I'm not gonna bother. So I just like I was like, I'm done with this one. So I gotta give it a, I'll give it a, nah, I gotta give it a 3.25. The Humberto Ramos art notwithstanding, I think it's great. The story's just not interesting me.
I think they're just trying to hype up Miles Morales' storyline, and try and drum up some, some interest in it or something.
I like Miles Morales a lot, though. I read the first, like, I don't know how many years of Ultimate Spider-Man, well, written by Bendis, who created the character. And I've liked him in other things where he showed up, too, and some of Hickman
stuff.
Yeah,
where he is now, I think,
yeah.
He's sliding down that, he's sliding down the line of, popular characters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's to your point. I haven't read his. I mean, I've tried his last couple of solo series, and they just haven't clicked for me. So, anyways, and then I got Titans number 10 this week. Just read this one digitally. Yeah, this is basically just continuing this Raven storyline that was kind of the fallout of that last Beast World event that we had. And obviously Raven hasn't been herself, and it continues the storyline of that going on where she's basically on the team, but no one knows yet that she's been possessed by like a demon, because a Trigon, because of her father there. And again, they're still dealing with the fallout of Gar not being liked by the public, but in this issue, he kind of came into it with some optimism, and he's just like, hey, listen, these guys don't understand it, whatever, because of Batman's pep talk last issue. He's doing better in this issue. And what else happened? Oh, and then Garth, the Aqualad there, or whatever his name, he's back on the team like full time. They were like, oh, we weren't sure you were gonna stay, and he's like, yeah, well, the person who wasn't interested was the fact that I was taken over by that fucking that thing that was in his mouth there, and whatever, a spore or whatever that fucking infected him. So he's like, that wasn't me, that was that thing talking. So yeah, they're really just trying to deal with a lot of the aftermath still of that event, and while still trying to be like a team book within the DC universe. It's nothing like it's nothing like amazing, but yet it is always enjoyable, still an enjoyable read for me. So I'll still continue to read it online. I'll give this a 3.75 out of 5. And oh yeah, by the end of it, it looks like it may have been revealed finally that Raven's not herself there. It looks like she does some questionable shit where she's like, almost killing people there at the end of this issue, and they're like, whoa, right? Yeah, something's not right here. Yeah. Anyways, all right, next up, Superman 13, Chris. Continuing the House of Brainiac stuff here this week.
Yeah, this was a good one here. I don't know what's going on. For whatever reason, my Supermans aren't showing up on my LCS, but this one here, you got finally Superman and Lobo are getting together, and Superman's got a bone to pick with them. He thinks Lobo might be part of the whatever's going on with the Brainiac uh, situation. And when Superman does meet him, like Superman just takes care of business. There's no messing around here. Lobo's trying to be the fun sort of guy that he is, and Superman just like he just puts him down. He's like, I got to talk to you about some things, and Lobo's, hey, I'm just ready for the fight. And I think Superman just blasts him with his heat vision right off the bat and puts him down. And I think even Lobo comments, "Hey, go easy, buddy. What's going on here? You're you're not having our repartee, let's say, as they usually do." And I thought that was great to see. And what some of the other stuff where they have, I guess, all the trapped super family in the Brainiac lab or wherever they are in the Brainiac ship. That wasn't I don't know, too exciting here, but somehow they get Superman in a motorcycle for whatever reason. They got to leave the galaxy, or Earth is stuck
Yeah.
under some quarantine or something like that. But otherwise, I think this whole House of Brainiac it's a pretty good storyline. It feels like it's got some weight to it, and from what I understand, this is leading into the big summer event, which I think they're doing this event right. Nothing like some previous events. Where they just kind of drop it on you. This one seems to are being organically grown through some of their series, so I'm enjoying this one.
Yeah, I like this one too. I actually like this better even more than the last issue, which set it up. The first issue of the Action Comics that we got last week. I really like this issue. I thought this was really good. I love the Lobo parts. The art was great, and yeah, they seem to be telling an interesting story so far that I'm on board for. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think this was really good, honestly. And Superman's a tough sell for me normally, but this, like you said, this is good event comics right now. Like it's a pretty interesting so far. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be obviously it becomes more difficult as like the different titles now or every week you're going to be coming out. And but so far Joshua Williamson, he wrote Action and Superman this week and back-to-back weeks there. So it's been going good. Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
even that the big bad the guy that Lobo was talking about, that general that's a
Yes.
Zarnian or something. Even he's saying, I thought I was a bad, I thought I was a bad guy, but this guy, this like legends are made of this guy. This is the guy I grew up on hearing who's bad.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
they acknowledged that he wasn't the that he was surprised even that there was other Zarnians that were alive,
yeah,
right?
that was
Yeah.
the whole thing, that he was the last of his people. He didn't know they had
That's
that
right.
bottom city there. That's, I guess, been re-energized or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. No, it's really good. Really good so far.
Yeah, good stuff. 4.25 for me, at least. Could be a 4.5 almost.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It's verging on a 4.25 for me, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Next up, we got Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 26, which I have, but I got shorted on a couple of comics this week at the shop, unfortunately. So that one's on its way.
Well, I have
Apparently.
mine here. I thought I got out of it, but I guess I was still into it.
What'd you think?
Not as bad as I thought. I thought it'd be really brutal,
Same.
but better than I thought. You got these mites teaming up with, or at least these evil mites, whatever, teaming up with their whoever they're supposed to be, and I thought that was pretty good. Like you have the Sinestro mite. I don't know what they call them, but
Yeah.
going with Sinestro, and then they're freaking really souping up their counterparts' powers. So that was kind of interesting. And then was it is it Batman that's trying to get rid of his might, and it's
Yeah.
Superman and the Batmite going together, and even Superman's just trying to shut this guy up. And Mixelplick is going with Batman. It's better than I thought it'd be. I don't think it's excellent, but it's good, and I'll take good. Oh yeah, Robin gets those superpowers there, and like you get some nice big kind of splash panels here. You think you can get a better costume though, but anyway.
Yeah, no, you took the words right out of my mouth. Not as bad as I was expecting it to be, because like I remember when they first like previewed this upcoming storyline. I think it was like in the annual or something,
Yeah,
and
that was brutal.
it was fucking annoying. Yeah, and I was like, oh god, that's why Chris was just like, I'm out on this next arc, and even I was just like, yeah, well, I'll continue buying it, but I'm not looking forward to it. But this wasn't so bad actually.
Yeah, I'll probably read it, but I think I'm out of it still. But who knows? I don't know how they.
I think
Well,
I think they dialed it back a little bit in comparison to whatever that preview was, let's say. But
yeah,
yeah, that along with the fact that it doesn't hurt that Dan Mora is still drawing this. It looked great.
yeah,
And
definitely helps.
yeah, yeah. There's this fucking guy. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on actually. I thought in this. So, and yeah, good stuff. What'd you give this?
Yeah, 3.75, surprisingly.
Same. Yeah, 3.75 out of 5. All right, next up we got Nightwing 113 this week.
Is this like a legacy issue or something?
Yes, I believe so. I think this is 300, Legacy 300, yeah.
Yeah.
And then next issue I think is the first of the last arc of that he's writing for the book. I thought it was this one, but I guess it's next issue because they had to do this legacy one here. But what'd you think of this?
Well, if you like Nightwing, then this is a great issue for you. Everybody's singing Nightwing's praises. He has a big fancy gala for Dick Grayson. They're really putting Nightwing and Dick Grayson on the pedestal here, and he brings in Barbara Gordon surprisingly, and she's all embarrassed to be in the spotlight. How droll! I don't know, but yeah, it was okay. Like I say, it's not my favorite character, and this was just I don't want to say it, but as is a tribute to him, which it should be for a 300 issue. I've seen some better 300 issues on other characters where more things happen. And the second part of the story, though, that was pretty neat. This one, and that sort of embodies, I think, what they've been doing in Nightwing. They've been kind of making different types of stories. I remember back in the day back a few issues ago, where they had that sort of one continuous panel. And I think it kind of had that same vibe in the backup story, where it's just basically all the action here. Yeah, this stuff here with Marv and George. I imagine that's Marv Wolfman, and there's some George or somebody else.
George Perez.
But, yeah, George Perez. Yeah, I figured it was those two guys with their pizza, and I think that's even them there as the pizza makers or something. And
that's
Marv talking about
yeah.
Metaphorically how their pizza or something in Nightwing. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be Marv Wolfman. But yeah, to your point, yeah, it was just basically a hangout issue in that sense, and like you said, like a nod and tribute to him more than anything. It wasn't like that crazy of an issue in terms of like the goings on, let's say, of the main.
Yeah, they should have killed him by the end of this issue or something. That would have been something.
But that being said, though, they did set up whatever this final showdown I think is going to be between him and whoever it was.
Is it Heartless or something? Is Heartless now like a?
He's like a crime boss. I don't know what's going on here. That's what I mean. It's not very clear because like they reference the fact that it doesn't seem to be like Heartless's MO.
Yeah, or even just like some guy out there now.
But
it's gotten bigger.
To your point, I'm glad you mentioned it because that's what I wanted to talk about too. Is this backup story was excellent. It was a wordless backup story drawn by Howard Porter, who looks great. It's so fucking loose, his art in this. Like his style has kind of changed over time. And yeah, it looks great here. I can't say.
Yeah, you've got that timer going on the whole time. It's great.
It's great stuff. So, great backup story, and like usually you get some kind of mixed bag type of backup stories, even in these tribute things. But you got the one main story, the one main backup story, along with great art on that one, and a nice wordless story. Yeah, great stuff. I really actually quite like the backup a lot, so I'm glad you mentioned that. What'd you give this?
Yeah, it's a 4.
Yes, same here. 4 out of 5. I mean, if anything, you got to give it the boost even for that backup, right? So, all right, Chris. Again, this is another one I got shorted on this week, and I was really upset by that. Wonder Woman number 8.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think I was supposed to get a variant cover for this one, but I just got the 8 cover, which isn't too bad, These are still great covers. And it's another great issue. What can I say? The freaking art is on top of it. It's killing it. The storyline, the only thing is I felt that it almost mimicked the same story, I guess, when Wonder Woman was fighting all the, I guess, that team that the Sovereign put together. Because this whole time it's like, oh, we got her, we got her, we got her. And then at the end, through just force of will, is like, I'm out. If you could have done that 20 minutes later, or 2 days later, or however long she's been tortured. Because it sounds like, after I actually went back to read the one there where she had the whole team there to find out how Wonder Woman ended up like this. So it was after she was fighting, I guess, Darkseid's daughter. They both collapsed. She won the fight, but then she collapsed after. And then now I guess the Sovereign's putting the screws to her. She's still trying to fight her his mind control there, and he's trying to break her, and just I don't know, just a lot of wacky things here, and a lot of these religions overtones. I think they're using a lot of Bible quotes in there,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't really. I kind of thought about this, with Wonder Woman. I think what Daredevil does it a lot. They got to freaking get religion out of these comics. I'm familiar with all sort of this Christianity stuff, so it's not a big deal to me. But I can imagine for people you know, that aren't, aware of this or,
Yeah.
or care about it, this has got to be just killing the story for them. It's the way I feel when, I read other stories, with other religions I might not be aware of. It's just like, I don't care about what's this religion doing in here? Get it out of here. But other than that, that's one thing I didn't like there. And the other thing is once again, it's like, oh, we got her, we got her, we got her. And then at the end, she goes, oh, no, thank you. And pow, she breaks
Mm-hmm.
free. But
I
still
I
good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I agree about the religion stuff. But then I also I really liked this issue because of kind of it felt like Pleasantville-ish at times. You know what I mean? Like it kind of, or no, not Pleasantville. What's it called? The Housewives of what
Like the Stepford Wives or something like
Stepford
that.
Wives. That's what it's called. Yeah,
But
it
even
kind.
still, then when you get to read her thought bubbles, it's still percolating in there that this is wrong.
Hmm. Yeah, but you get that mixed with going back here, these arresting images of her basically being
Yeah.
tortured by this rope of truth. Like that was some pretty fucking crazy imaging of her, kind of obviously there's the whole bondage part of Wonder Woman's history, and just to kind of see her roped up and to see her suffering and to see her on the ropes here getting fucking tortured by this guy, and she's in her head and feeding her those thoughts. And then there's obviously a lot of commentary on again, yes, there is a lot of feminist type stuff, thoughts and men types things, basically the man in this story that's in her head is not letting her express herself outside of being just a housewife.
Brutal. What he's saying to her.
He's like, man,
Like, when
this
when she has the dinner, it's like, you're a little chewy. I don't
yeah,
know.
he's like,
And then she's
listen.
like, oh, I should have cooked it before just to make sure I could cook it properly. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's Steve Trevor of all fucking people. He's just treating her like shit.
Yeah.
And like to your point, he's just he's eating the meal. He's like, oh man, this tastes like shit. Anyways, I gotta go. I gotta get to work. Can you cook it better next time, or I gotta get
Yeah.
going here? Right? Make sure that the house is clean, and I'll be back. I'm just like, yeah, it is a bit on the nose, but it's well fucking done. It's oh, this is really good. And again, it make it for a Wonder Woman story, it's great, and the art is fucking fantastic. And even
Yeah.
these scenes where she shoots at this guy's crotch, it looks like he gets Sergeant Steele's ball sack almost there. I was like, Jesus Christ! Again, it's just oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna try again or whatever. He's like,
Yeah.
no.
They're all taking their chances or taking their turn.
Oh man, good, great stuff. And then just the way it
Yeah.
ended too. She just gets up and beats the shit out of him when she gets out of that rope. I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, what an issue. This was a great fucking issue, honestly, and that's why. And then the backup actually was really quite fun too. I actually thought this week, you get her in. I know. Listen, I know these have been
Yeah.
kind of cutesy stories, and it hasn't really
It's,
been
it's a good contrast to what's going on. If it wasn't there, I wouldn't be missing it, but it's not
fair,
bad.
fair. But I think the art has been good, And I also kind of like this one because again, it's feudal Japan, so I'm always a fan for feudal
Yeah.
Japan type stories. So she goes back in time to basically to feudal Japan, kind of period to learn how to be a samurai essentially in this one, which again, like you said, it's quite different than the main story, and I feel like there's room for it still. So it's been really good. Yeah, great issue, great issue.
Yeah.
What'd you give this one?
I don't want to, but I'm giving it a 4.5. It
Same.
was.
Same, 4.5. Yeah. I absolutely want to. Come on now. Dead X-Men #4, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, I just read this one online, and I just feel like they're trying to shoehorn this dead X-Men into this whole Fall of X stuff. I think whatever sort of happened already is happening in either Fall of X or Powers of X, and this sort of an afterthought trying to explain what's going on. I don't know what's going on. That's all I can say.
Here,
It's a good read, but
here's the problem with this comic. They're referencing what just went down that we saw in with the Xavier stuff. Like
yeah,
that happened like 3 weeks ago or something at this
yeah.
point.
Maybe it's just the timing of the stuff, the comics coming out. Maybe it's this should be out before that Xavier one came out, not after or something.
Yeah, I think so because they're referencing the fact that like apparently they're saying that the reason why he didn't shoot the Moira in the past was due to their interference, yet there was no mention of that. I felt like in that
Yeah,
comic prior to. So unless they're trying to just insert that after the fact or we
that's
haven't
it. Like if you weren't reading this comic, you would have no idea that this was even going on in the background. If you're reading whatever is that
not
Power of X the one or
not at all. So it's very inconsequential, I think, to like the
yeah,
I think it was that one's Rise, I think, where it happened, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think
yeah,
is the rise of Power of X, not the fall. So yeah, this it was fine. Like you said, there's nothing too special to write home about here, and you know it'll be one of those series I think that comes and goes, and we can say we've read it, but I don't think it's gonna make
yeah. I think
an
once you
impact.
read it, we know everything was all out. And you can read it in order. Maybe it'll make more sense. But I
Yeah,
think the way it's coming out, it just anything they're doing in here, it's already been done. So there's no cliffhanger here that's going to bring you into either the new incoming stories or something. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. So what'd you give
Give it
this?
a 3.5.
I'd even go 3.25 on that one. And then finally, lastly, this week we got Fall of the House of X #4, Chris. Gotta make
Yeah.
sure here.
I have to look this one over because I think this is once again there's a ton of stuff going on here.
Yeah,
I think it's all good, but it's all bad. I don't know. Like, doesn't like does Professor X go full villain in here or something?
pretty much. Right? I mean,
He cut.
they're
This is the one where he cuts a deal with Orcus, right?
mm-hmm.
And he says, if you let the mutants live,
Yeah,
I'll help you destroy them,
yeah,
or I'll help you destroy the humans or something.
and you have like a bunch of great scenes in here of like Apocalypse throwing down, and he helps
Yeah,
Krakoa. He helps Krakoa because Krakoa, the actual like tree, like
yeah,
Krakoa,
yeah,
like is
whatever.
getting his ass fucking kicked in this, and yeah, there's a lot of action in this issue, and honestly, like as it is all coming to a head, it's much. I think it was very much needed, and
Yeah, there's a lot going on in here. That's for sure. Like these
yeah.
are big events and whatever storylines that they're juggling. The art's decent in there.
And then I guess the other big part of this plot line as it's coming to a close, I think, which is with the next issue and this era, honestly, and with the X-Men 7 whatever 50 or whatever issue it is, the number it is that's coming up 700. It's the fact that now they're trying to harness the power of the Phoenix through with Rachel Summers' help, who's of course her sister,
Yeah,
Jean's sister, to I guess help put a stop to everything that's happening right now because it's either that or they end up erasing the timeline by like they're trying to do it by those means instead of like whatever the hell Xavier has cooking up on the side here, right? So
yeah,
like which is not good, and him and Cyclops are even at odds here in this issue. So yeah, it's he has like I guess lost. Listen, there's a lot of people that have always thought Xavier was a was some a man who's his vision unfortunately has started wavering at some point in terms of
Yeah.
like he was a little too deep into it, and this is basically just focusing on that. It's definitely that is definitely the case. The way that Hickman wrote him when he was writing the series also kind of had him almost like an evil figure at times, I felt like. So it's not coming as too much of a surprise to me as we close out this era, but you know it's expected, honestly, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not shocked. Let's say about this. So, anyways, but yeah, did you like? I mean, I thought the art was really good in this issue
Yeah,
too.
that's good. I like the story. Like I say, it's all big things happening, and they're all sort of fitting in the story, and it's a story we've been following for a long time. Like what I don't know. I guess the big reveal there, Storm coming at the end to save the spaceship, or they're
Yeah,
in Sentinel City or wherever they all are. I don't think that's much of a game changer, but they're really pushing Storm. So
and it looks like between her and Magneto showing up in the other book that we talked about last week there in Iron Man. Her and Magneto coming out of Resurrection of Magneto, I guess, is making an impact on their returns for the final, like, kind of
yeah, well, I
showdown.
guess
And
what you're saying, like she can power up Magneto, almost the way that Havoc powers Cyclops or something. You know what I mean? Like
okay, yeah, and I
it has
think
to
that
be the giant circuit. I don't know, but
And I think the suit is like a new costume of hers. Apparently, I was seeing online they were saying, and like, and again, if you got to remember too, like they're both Omega level mutants, right? Her
yeah,
and Magneto. So like they are heavy hitters of the X-Men. So it's not like it's just some fucking
yeah, it's like an Omega circuit that they're building, or they're going to probably use to win
yeah,
whatever they do here. So
yeah. So
yeah,
what'd you give this?
I'll give it a 4. That's good stuff.
Same, 4 out of 5. All right. Before we get into what we're reading next week and our favorite book of the week, let's look at some new comic solicitations, everyone. This is where we go over books from the companies that are announced that are going to be coming out a couple of months from now. In comics, you have to pre-order your stuff ahead of time. That's the way they do it through your local comic book stores. So we always like to take a look at some of the new release stuff that's going to be coming out, and that way we can kind of plan better what we plan on checking out here. So here we go. We're gonna look at Marvel first. And shout out to comicreleases.com. This is the site that we use to look at the previews. We have no affiliation with them, but they do a good job of collecting all this stuff. So this is the one we use. So let me just scroll down here over the single issues. Okay, here we go. X-Men #1. Yes.
Yes.
I just hope that Jed MacKay does not bring his Avengers team writing to this title, because I could see me.
I hope he does, because I don't want to fucking buy this. But
Why?
I got enough to buy already. These are fucking. Getting that Scott Lee. I'm buying 2 of these now. Got to get the Stegman cover. Got to get this
Yeah.
cover.
I might be with you, because that Stegman one is pretty sick. This one here, and then also that you got J. Scott Campbell. That's not a special variant. Like, that's a regular one.
Yeah.
That's not an incentive one. Okay, yeah, I'll have to grab that too for sure. I gotta get the Psylocke J. Scott Campbell for sure. So yeah, I'm in on this for sure. Stegman's doing interiors. I'm excited for this. Then you got X-Force #1. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
Probably read one line.
I think that's the right move. I think so. Here's the thing. I want to read an X-Force book, but I'm not completely sold on all the members of this team iteration. So I mean, there's what? Forge, who's on here? Deadpool. Like, he's the leader, which, again, he has got X-Force roots.
Forge is the leader.
Oh, okay. It looked like Deadpool was there. Okay, so Forge is okay. I like Forge. I mean, and then they got Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain version, not the Psylocke version there. And then you got I don't know some of these. Oh, is that who is this? Who's on this team? Let's see. Tank. I don't know who the fuck that is. Surge. Sage. I know Sage. Betsy Braddock, Rachel Summer. Yeah, see, I'm not crazy about this team. I don't know. Maybe.
That's why I don't like with all these different, everything's all split up. They're splitting up all the good X-Men.
They
instead
are.
of keeping them all together. Put a good one on this one, a good one on that one,
Right.
and a couple of good ones on there. When, I don't want to, and they're just trying to force feed you these new characters or, some of these B-list mutants they're trying to pump up.
Yeah, this might be like a game time decision, or I might just read it online, and then if I really like it, try to track down the issue. Because Marcus Toe is good on art. I'm not familiar very much with Jeffrey Thorne's writing, though. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a pass from me for now. At least I'll check it out online for sure, though. But yeah, I don't know. NYX #1.
Yeah, I think there's a variant there I want to grab.
This one here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Gotta go with my boy Archer. But once again, this as a team isn't interesting me at all.
No, same. They got good writers on it, Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. That's good. This does seem to be like the young X-Men book, which is not a bad thing. I actually like those type of books usually. I do like X-23, of course.
Yeah, of course they're gonna stick her there, but
Yeah, but again, like I think like you to your point, because they're really mixing and matching the teams up here, that there's like one standout person in each of these, but one or two people that I'm like I really like, but then the rest of the
and
team,
the rest is
but that's usually the case. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm on the fence about this one, but I'm definitely gonna read this one online. I would probably go with the X Force over this, I feel like, but yeah, we'll see. That is a nice cover. Phoenix #1.
Yeah, freaking awesome covers all around, though, man. You almost want to get the whole freaking whack of them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Definitely want to get this one here.
That is a nice one.
Is that Rose Beach or something?
And then
And of
Greg
course,
Land. Yeah,
I think that's from
that is a nice cover.
Rose or something. I don't know.
It's a Greg Land one, yeah, and Rose Besh is the other one. Yeah, again, Stephanie Phillips is writing this. See, she's good. I don't know. I'm really on the fence for all these ones. It's just like they always do these rollouts of like 20 new X-Men books, and it's just like, only like a couple of them are good usually. I don't know. It's like, yeah, we'll see. I think these might all be ones I just sample and read online.
Yeah, they might be definitely. These are cover buys.
Yeah,
Buy.
yeah, because you're right. There is good covers for each one. So, Aliens versus Avengers, yes.
I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm buying it. I got to see how big this month is. There's a lot going on here.
I'm gonna buy this. I'm in on this. This is Hickman writing this, which is fucking weird. I don't know why he's doing this, but here we are. And then he's reuniting with fucking Esad Ribic, who, of course, he did Secret Wars with, and he was the artist that did Jason Aaron's Thor for most of the run. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, it's a good team.
Yeah,
like I for something like this, like, and it's actually a much better team than we even had. Sorry, on the Wolverine versus Predator one, which was fun at times, but I don't think overall was great. But
that's what I'm worried. You're gonna lose its steam.
Fair enough. Then I got Deadpool and Wolverine, World War III #3. Yes, I'm getting this.
Yeah, I think I missed out on this. I should have went in on it.
Yeah, only 3 issues, good covers. Yeah, but I'm picking that up. You got Wolverine facsimiles here, Deadpool facsimile. Of course, there is a big movie coming out soon with Deadpool with Wolverine there. Yeah. Of course, Deadpool #4. No. Wolverine Deep Cut #1 of 4, which Chris Claremont's returning to the character.
Is this doesn't he have a life story coming up too, or is this not it?
That's the next one. So okay. I'm out on this one.
Yeah.
Then we got Life of Wolverine #1.
Yeah, I'll probably pick this up, see what's going on. Trend.
It's a one shot, so yeah, I might check this out because
this is Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, basically they're gonna be telling his life story in chronological order.
Not Canadian anymore.
They're really
all good stuff.
Yeah, they're really pushing obviously this month because of the movie, the Wolverine book's out here. So yeah, there you go. And of course, we have to have Marvel and Disney. What if Donald Duck became Wolverine #1?
Yeah, I think I'll pass up this one.
I'm in. I'm in for this. It's just so silly. I'll get it. And I do like this cover here. It's not loading here for me. The Wolverine with the marshmallows. Oh, that's great on the claws. Dracula Blood Hunt #3. No. Midnight Suns Blood Hunt #3. No. Blood Hunt 5. Yes.
Yeah,
Whoa, nice cover. Doom in the forefront there. I like that one. Okay.
yeah, that's a good one.
But then you got the polybagged red band edition, which is the one I'll probably
Ooh,
go with because I've been getting all the red band ones. So yeah, there you go. I'll get
you
this.
bet. That's a nice cover on
I
the red.
know, I know. Unfortunately, the red
Mm.
band one is not this cover, so that sucks. Blood Hunters number 3. No.
No, nice covers though. For
Yeah.
that one, I think.
Get some more Doom. Greg Land. There you go. And then the Blood Hunters 4. Same thing here. Oh, look who's at the forefront there.
Yeah,
Avengers 16. No. Doctor Strange 17. Yes. I mean, this. It's also part of Blood Hunt, but Jed McKay's writing both titles,
yeah,
so it makes sense. Vengeance of the Moon Knight 7. Of course, this has to be part of it because there's always been a vampire storyline going on throughout this title lately. So yeah, that makes sense. And it's also by Jed McKay. Werewolf by Night, Blood Hunt number 1. Adam Gorham on art. Maybe
is it a one shot?
it's a one shot. Yeah, maybe. Black Panther Blood Hunt number 3. No. Union Jack the Ripper Blood Hunt number 3. No.
No,
Hulk Blood Hunt number 1. Number 1. What the fuck? Oh, one shot. Yeah, no.
yeah,
Then you got Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt number 3.
no,
Morbius.
yeah. Morbid time.
Yeah. Strange Academy Blood Hunt 3. No. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 22. No. Wolverine Blood Hunt number 3. Yeah, I'm definitely. I think I'm gonna be reading this one. I think
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
gonna be.
probably get it.
Yeah, because I really like the team on this one. The artist is really good, and the writer's good. He's written some good Ninja Turtle comics. I might read this for sure. Good covers. Fantastic 422. Look at this cover. This is a fucking awesome Alex Ross cover. That's awesome. I mean, he's been doing great work lately on these covers, but that one in particular, like seeing Mr. Fantastic getting bit by all the vampires, that's awesome. And they're pulling his face in different
Yeah,
directions. I saw this posted, I guess, right before the solicits came out or around the same time. It was floating around. And I'm like, that's a fucking awesome one. I mean, I don't buy this title, but I almost kind of want to just for that. That's really sick. But yeah, I'll read that. I'm not gonna pick it up, but then you got X-Men Blood Hunt number 1, Psylocke number 1. Nice
I don't know.
cover.
These peach covers might be tempting me there for some aftermarket trading.
They're very good variants to get right now. Absolutely. X-Men Blood Hunt number 1. Sorry, Laura Kinney, the Wolverine number 1. Yeah, that's nice. Nice covers. Black Widow Venomous number 1. No.
No,
No. Okay, Namor number 8 that was just announced this week by Jason Aaron, and I'm in on this actually. I like the sound of this. I like Jason Aaron, and I actually really like the cover that he's laid up in a fucking hospital bed, all fucked up. He's got the X-Fix there, Chris. What's going on here? He's got like he's a traction or whatever. He's
yeah,
I don't know. I'm in on this.
maybe it's piqued my interest. I'll say that much.
Yeah, there was a lot of news going on about this week, and I am a fan of Jason Aaron, as I've mentioned many times on the show. So it says here an epic that will redefine the King of the Seas in the manner of Jason
Yeah,
Aaron's Punisher. This is called Last King of Atlantis. Again, at least he's coming in with it seems like an interesting take, and it is like a solitary story of this character. It is a limited series,
yeah,
and again the cover had me interested. So I think I'm in just because like it seems like he's gonna be telling like a definitive story of
yeah.
this
Maybe trying to
character.
get him back into the fold. He's been on the sideline
Exactly.
for a little while.
Exactly. Like coming at it from like this instead of like an ongoing where it's going to be involved in fucking events and
Yeah,
all this other bullshit is the way to go. I feel like for a character like this, so I'm in on that. Daredevil 11, nice cover. I
yeah.
actually like that, but I'm out. I'm not reading this anymore. But
Oh,
yeah, Daredevil Woman Without Fear, a new miniseries.
yeah, hope for that too.
Yeah, number 1. I'm out on this too. Cool
It's good
covers though.
stuff, but doesn't
Yeah.
burn too much.
Ultimate Black Panther number 6. No. Ultimates number 2. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm in for now. See what happens with this. Ooh, that one for sure. Is that a Nick Bradshaw cover? Yeah. Yeah, I'm in. I'm getting that one. Ultimate X-Men number 5. No.
This is looking better though. That this Ultimate X-Men.
Yeah, it's getting you interested now. The team's coming together.
Well, now that there's a whole team there, and it's not just
Yeah.
freaking the Stick Man or whatever
I
chasing
guess,
down people.
like I said, the first issue I thought had promise in it. Honestly, I didn't mind it. Ultimate Spider-Man #7. Yes.
Yes. Supposing that first cover there's like some password and it says like Otto Octavius, so I think Doc Ock is
Oh,
being produced here somewhere.
interesting. Okay. Spider-Man Reign 2 #1.
This
Yes.
is what I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
Is this good or what?
So the first mini series, let's
Is this the
say,
one where Mary Jane died because of exposure?
yes,
And this is
yes,
a follow up to that?
yes. So I will say this. This is one of those polarizing series. The first miniseries that came out is polarizing because you either hated it or you loved it. So maybe track this one down, Chris, and read the first one if it's something you're
Yeah,
interested
I'll
in.
probably buy it. This should have come out though before Ultimate Spider-Man did. Because now it just seems like, now we got another freaking old Peter Parker.
This is a completely different timeline, though. This is not.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, got the old Peter Parker and Ultimates, and now you're gonna have an old Peter Parker here. Come on.
This is a fucking sick cover, though. I am totally getting this. I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in. This is too good to pass up. I mean, I
And
like
then that Carrie Andrews, right? Is that the one
Yes.
that did some of the Amazing
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man there?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was kick ass too. I like that.
Yeah, I'm in. Personally, I'm in. But I think it's one of those stories where, like, the first miniseries when it came out, like I said, it divided folks, like in terms of like,
Yeah,
if they loved it or hated it. I thought it was. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought I didn't love it, but I thought it was good. But I was.
I'm just worried it's gonna be a Miles Morales focus because I think he dies like in the early issue or something.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't think so, but Amazing Spider-Man, yes.
Yeah.
53. Ooh, that's the cover right there. Amazing Spider-Man 53. Yeah, that's that one for sure. Yeah, I got to go with that
Oh,
one.
I got whatever's going on with Peter Parker there, if that's him.
And 54. Yes. Is that an Umberto Ramos right there or no? I don't think so. Maybe is that Ed McGuinness? I don't know. Ed McGuinness is in the interiors on this issue, so that's good to
Oh,
see.
nice.
Yeah, there you go. They've had a good cycle of artists finally on this
Yeah.
series lately. Spider Gwen, no. Spectacular Spider Man, no. Spider Woman, no. Symbiote Spider Man 2099, no. Venom, you still in on Venom?
Yeah, I think I'll be in on this. I'm gonna keep on going. I think now that this Garden of Time or whatever is over, supposedly there's gonna be some Venom freaking war over the summer after all this. So I'll be in for
Okay.
that.
Venom Separation Anxiety, no. Spider Man Shadow of the Green Goblin, no. Venomverse Reborn, no. Spider Boy 9, no. Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch 2. I might be reading this online. I've liked this lately, so nice covers. Amazing Spider-Man Facsimile, Secret Wars Facsimile, Giant Size Silver Surfer #1, no. X-Men Era of Apocalypse, no. 3 and 4, Annihilation 2099, 1 of
Yeah.
5,
No.
no. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I guess it's a weekly series that month.
Yeah. No way.
Helverine #3.
Yeah. No.
No, I'm out on that. Ooh, Stan Sakai cover though of course
There are nice covers with this freaking Helverine.
Usagi Yojimbo fame. Get Fury #3. Yes. You out on this, Chris?
I'll be reading it for sure, but that's a nice cover too.
Oh man, Invincible Iron Man 20. Yeah, I'm reading
I
it.
like that cover.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
See what's happening.
Yeah.
See what's happening with him and Emma Frost.
Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. No.
I'll probably get it. It's gonna be garbage.
Immortal Thor Annual #1.
No.
No, it looks like there's an Infinity Watch storyline going through these titles that month, though.
Even worse.
Yeah. Ooh, Walter Simonson cover though. That's cool.
Wait a sec.
That's really nice.
Oh, they got some Beta Ray Bill in there.
Yeah. Well, that's Walter Simonson created that character, so that's really cool.
Yeah, if they get away from whatever crazy story they're going on in the regular store, maybe.
Ms. Marvel Annual #1, no. Marvel Zero #1, no. Incredible Hulk 14, no. Immortal Thor, you in on this? Whoa, that's a
That's a
good.
nice cover.
And look, and there's also a Walter Simonson cover for this that much. Oh man, I don't know. They're both pretty good.
I gotta read that solicitation. But if it's more of this freaking crazy story with the rocks on, get out of here.
Captain America 11, no. Captain Marvel, no. Sensational She-Hulk. I'll read it online still.
Yeah,
It's been fun. Ghost Rider Final Vengeance 5, no. And then we get into the Alien Star Wars stuff, which we don't ever get. So there you go, guys. That's it for Marvel. And very quickly, let's go look at DC. If you guys want to hear about any random publisher books or whatever, we might talk about it next week. But just because these ones are the big ones for us here, we'll just do these today. Hold on, go back. All right, DC. Yeah, sometimes there's some stuff from Image and other publishers that we talk about. I think
I
Ninja
think
Turtles.
Image and Dark Horse. Dark Horse is getting on my pull list there. They got some stuff going on.
Oh yeah, Dark Horse is great. Yeah, for sure. Okay, here we go. DC. I haven't looked at these at all. Absolute Power Ground Zero #1.
Yes.
You're in on this, eh?
I'm in on it. We'll see how it goes. Maybe not everything, but definitely the main.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think there's this Task Force 7 or something. I'm out on that, but we'll
A
go.
lot of good talent on here. So yeah, I might be in. Yeah, I might be in. Absolute Power #1. So that's what? Absolute Power Ground Zero #1. That's the setup. And then you got Absolute Power #1. Okay. Mark Waid and Dan Mora. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's tough to say no to. I do like everything else they've done together. So yeah, okay, I'm in. Yeah, I gotta be in on that one. That's a nice cover, this fucking double page one here, the spread. That's pretty
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I'm in. Absolute Power Task Force. No.
Yeah, I'm out of this here. I think they're
Task Force
like
Chrome.
3 issues are going after the Shazam family, going after
Yeah.
Atlantis or something.
1, 2, and 3. No. Absolute Power Origins #1. No.
Maybe.
Maybe this one.
I think it's like Amanda Waller origin. That's a nice cover.
Okay. Then you got Superman 16, Chris.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, this is a Zatanna cover. What's going on there? Nice. Frank Cho. Nice. Nice covers on this one.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
That one's nice too. Those are probably like incentives though. I don't know. Wonder Woman 11. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I gotta go with that first cover.
Yeah, first cover's good.
Yeah, amazing.
They're really tying her up lately.
Yeah, well, that's that's in her history, right? For sure.
It's-
Batman 150. Yes.
yeah. I'm surprised they're not coming out with better covers for 150. Come on.
That one's pretty nice. I like that one.
Yeah, there's friggin' nothing spectacular.
No, oh, Chris Somney. Yeah, no, you're right. Surprise. Oversized issue. Yeah. Jorge Jimenez. All right. Looking forward to that. Green Lantern 13. No.
No.
Green Arrow 14. No. Oh, then we're getting to Black Label.
Yeah, they have this one. They have it really messed up the way they have it.
Why is everything broken up like this?
Yeah, they've never done that before. I just remember that when I was looking through it.
Yeah, I guess the site now is choosing to break it up into like the different corners of the DCEU books.
Yeah.
All right. Nice House by the Sea #1. So the first one, this is a sequel to James Tynion's A Nice House on the Lake, which was really, really fucking good. But I read it in trade.
Was that by DC? But that was done by somewhere else, right?
No, that was done by DC Black Label.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Nice House on the Lake. It was a 12-issue series that they brought out. I read it in trade. I might have to read this in issues when it comes out, like digitally, even because it was really good the first time around. Although I might wait for the trade because I know I'm gonna want it. We'll see. But this was, if you guys didn't read the first one, I highly recommend it. It's pretty good. I liked it. Then you got Zatanna Bring Down the House #2. Yes. Come on.
Yeah.
All in on this. All in.
These are just cover buys for me, but hopefully it's a good story too.
I'm sure. I have high hopes for that. The Boy Wonder #3. No. John Constantine, Hellblazer, Dead in America, no, but I'll pick that up in hardcover when it comes out because I have the first one. I'm just waiting to read it. Elseworlds now. Okay, from the DC Vault, Death in the Family, Robin Lives, #1. They already did this, I thought. What's this
I
about?
thought they did, but maybe they didn't. Like I remember I ordered it, but it never came. It never came. So maybe they just put it on pause. And
Well, that's a sick Magnola cover right there. That's pretty
I
cool.
was going to get it the first time, but I'm not getting it the second time. That's for sure.
Yeah. But this is written and drawn by somebody different. So is this like another? We want you to find out what would have happened if fans had voted to let him live, and it begins with the murder of the. Yeah, they did this already. I don't know why. This
Yeah.
is weird. Okay, that's different. Oh, here we go. Dark Knights of Steel, all winter #1. Whoa, I forgot about this. Oh yeah, I'm in. Whoa, that's a sick fucking cover. I'm
Yeah.
in. I'm in. This
I'm
is
in.
one of 6. Yeah. I love this that Dark Knights shit. Although it seems like Tom Taylor is co-writing this one with somebody else. Okay, well he's still involved. Okay, I'm
Yeah, as long as he's got his finger on the pulse there,
in.
make sure they don't go off the rails or anything.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm in for Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age as well.
Well, I do got the first one. I don't know if there's a killer cover here that's going to pull me in or not, but we'll see.
Yeah. Detective Comic, and now it's the Batman office. This is weird. Okay. Detective Comics 1087, no. Batman and Robin, no. Now you're really gonna see the fact that he split them up. How many fucking Batman books
Yeah.
there are? Nightwing 116, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Deadman's meditating. I don't know what's going on there. That's a cool cover, that one. Okay. Batman the Brave and the Bold 15, no. Poison Ivy 24.
Maybe I heard she's dying or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it says Floro must die and Ivy too. The death of Pamela Isley. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, for sure she's not dead.
Harley Quinn 42.
No.
Yes, unfortunately, but just because I don't have a choice.
This was brutal.
Yeah. Red Hood, The Hill #6. No. Catwoman 67.
Yeah, there's some good covers there.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. They're all great covers.
Yeah. Probably go with that one, eh?
Yeah, that's that Villa Lobos or something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Pablo Villalobos. Birds of Prey 11. Yes, I'm in on this
I'll
still.
definitely be reading this stuff. It's been a fun series.
Yeah, it's been, yeah. Ooh, nice cover. Yeah, oh, that's pretty cool too. Yeah, I might go with that second one though. Then you got the Penguin #12. No. Batman Dark Age #4. Yes. I'm grabbing this. Ooh, Chris Somney cover. Yeah, that's what I'm going with that. That's a nice one too though. Then you got Outsiders #9. No. Then we got the Superman and Other Office. Batman Superman World's Finest 29. Yes. Okay. What's going on in
I think
this?
this is the end of that's those
Yeah.
stupid there.
The Doom. Yeah. The end of the grand finale. Yeah. Action Comics 1067, which I guess now this arc is being written by Gail Simone as they continue, I guess, bringing people off and on the book, I guess, like they
Yeah,
said they were going to. Yeah.
that's a nice cover there.
It is. Yeah. Are you in on this?
Or even that, yeah, I'm in on it. Not sure which cover.
Power Girl 11.
Yeah, I might just read this one online. Those
Okay.
covers grab me.
I'm out on that. Shazam 13, no.
No.
Sinister Sons, no. Kneel Before Zod, no. The Flash, no. Titans 13. I'll continue to read this online. As long as Tom Taylor's doing it. I've been enjoying it enough. Green Lantern War Journal 11. No. Blue Beetle 11. No. My Adventures with Superman. No. And then you got Facsimiles, so I can just scroll past that. Other. Primer Clashing Colors #1. No. Batman and Robin and Howard Summer Breakdown 1. No. Batman and Scooby, Looney Tunes, Mad Magazine. No. And that's it. That does it for
All right.
DC. All right. All right, that's going to do it for what we wanted to talk about this week for upcoming solicitations. But like I said, stay tuned. Next episode, we might talk about Image and other publishers, Dark Horse. But Chris, what are you looking forward to reading next week?
I was going to load things up here and see what we got going on. Uh-oh. Ah. Oops, that's not it. There we go. So from Marvel, Jackpot and Black Cat 2, Rise of Power of X4, Amazing Spider-Man 48, Ultimate Spider-Man 4, not bad. Wolverine 48,
Right.
X-Men Forever 2. I got a pretty good week there right off the bat. Let's see what DC's got going on. Not much for DC. I think I have Power Girl 8. That's out of DC, and not sure if I got much from Image. Oh, Duke 5. I'll definitely read it. I don't know if I ordered it or not. They've been just kind of just giving that to me there at my comic shop. And I think that's it. So it's a very Marvel heavy week.
All right. What do I got here? I got Batman Dark Age #2, Harley Quinn 39, Amazing Spider-Man 48. I got Drawing Blood #1, which is the Kevin Eastman comic that he's doing through Image. So that sounds interesting. Duke #5, the last issue of that miniseries. Rise of the Powers of X #4. Ultimate Spider-Man #4. I got Universal Monsters, the Creature from the Black Lagoon #1. X-Men Forever #2, and that's ones I'm actually picking up. But then things I'd read digitally. Let's take a quick look here because I have it up for once. Let's see, anything from Dark Horse or DC? No, it doesn't look like there's anything from Dark Horse. DC. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, is Power Girl continue the House of the Brainiac stuff?
I think it is.
I might read that.
Or no, not this one. I think the next one is. This one, she's going on a date or something.
Okay.
Unless that's a new solicitation. I'm getting confused where she's at.
Okay, yeah, I won't be reading that then. But then Marvel, nothing else in DC. Just looking at IDW here.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, this is the Brainiac follow. We got Crush in there.
Oh, it is. Okay, so I'll probably read that then. Let's see here. I got looking at Image. No, nothing else it looks like from Image other than the couple that I mentioned. Oh, World Tree 9. I might read that digitally. I dropped it now, but I might read that. Let's see here. And then Marvel. No, not reading that anymore. Oh, Jackpot and Black Cat, you read that, right? You reading that?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll read that. I think I read the first one too. Yeah, I think that's it though. Honestly, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, I might check that out. I've been reading the last 2 issues. But yeah, a good amount though. Wolverine 48, of course. Yeah, and I think that's it. All right, well, yeah, that's it. That's what we're going to be reading next week, guys. Make sure to tune in for that to hear our thoughts on those. And Chris, your favorite book of the week, my friend?
The more we talked about it, I would like to give it to Wonder Woman, but I'm giving it to a comic that I don't have in my hand. It's whatever, is it Superman or Action Comics, whichever one came out this week. I like that one.
Superman 13, yeah.
Yeah, Superman 13.
I'm also going to give it to a comic that's not in my hands because it didn't show up for me this week and they had to reorder it, but that is Wonder Woman 8. That was honestly this week when I was reading that, I was like, this is going to be the favorite of the week. I was like, I was almost done my stack, I think, when I read it, but when I read that, I'm like, this is going to be a strong contender, if not the winner this week. And yeah, the more we talked about it today, it's undeniable. I mean, I think between the two of us, we may have picked like every issue of this series.
No, this Wonder Woman this is where it's been. This is where it should have been the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm worried about what's going to happen once this arc is, and they're really stretching it out too because now they're going to have this kind of tie into that absolute power. So they're taking their time with this, and I don't mind, as long as they got that Daniel Sempre arc going in there and the story. If they got to stretch it out, put a few filler issues in there, I'm down with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think that's kind of what we saw last issue with that one where they're buying Bruce a gift or whatever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like if they do things like that, like fun little one-offs, I'm okay with that too. To your point, yeah, because I think this will go down. I think as one of those great Wonder Woman runs if they can continue with the consistency that they've been bringing to this title so far.
yeah.
Yeah.
But for
Um.
Superman, when he blasted Lobo with his heat vision, I don't got time to talk shit. There's something big going on. That
Yeah.
sold it for me right there.
Yeah, it's funny when I was reading that this week, I thought about that about you too when I was reading it because I know you're a Lobo fan as well, and I assumed as much. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. To be honest with you, like
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that. Although I will say, if it wasn't for Wonder Woman, the surprising pick for me this week, it was my favorite until I read Wonder Woman, was actually Batman Offworld this week.
It was a good one. I'll say that.
When they introduced the Thanagarian there, I was just like, that was just a sick
Yeah.
fucking way to introduce that character, and it felt like very cinematic. Like I've seen that in films where like some guy will just get called and be like, "All right, it felt like John Wick or something." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and you
just
don't
like
know who this guy is, and you find out he's a freaking Hungarian. He's got and he just freaking like, how's Batman gonna beat this guy? This is like a freaking superhero, or like a superpower person, and he's
yeah,
got no, he has no prep time, which is Batman's thing.
yeah,
He prepped against this whole the Black Mining Sun Company, and he kind of takes them to task, but they
yeah.
got an answer for it, so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, it was fun stuff. So yeah, so that's gonna do it for the books we want to talk about this week, guys, and this week's show. We will see you next week. Back here as always, same place here for 125 episodes. Next week it'll have been for Comic Shop Talk. So yeah, we'll see you guys all here next week, and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And thank you to Chris as always for joining me. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks
Cheers.
everyone. Later.